I like it.
Welcome back, and we sincerely apologize for the little break in transmission. We had to fix one or two things so that our voice can come out very clearly, and I hope that at this moment my voice is coming out clear. Thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to today's episode of the Leadership Series on this program, The Collective Code, on Radio Biafra London. And my name, as always, is Mazi Obasi. We have been having a great conversation this past few days, one of which I hope has been a good one for you, but trust me, it has been a great one for me. Because in this period of few days that I have undertaken to anchor this program, a very great and rare privilege for which I am eternally grateful to my maker and the leadership of this great movement and other great broadcasters who have laid the foundation and who have trained us, even knowingly and unknowingly, through their consistency on the radio and their pattern of broadcasts that have given us an idea, even as people who were not trained formally in this very profession, but in service to the motherland, in service to the fatherland, we have been trained by these great broadcasters that we've had and continue to have on this Radio Biafra. And it's my great privilege to be one of those students that today have the honor to share similar mic with them. So I am indeed grateful and honored. So I invite you once again in this leadership series. Today is the 20th day of May, the 20th day of this holy month of May, the month that we remember our heroes past, that we remember our heroes and heroines, the month that we rekindle the light of the struggle, the fire of our desire for freedom. It is the month that we remember who we are and reaffirm to ourselves that we shall do everything in our power to ensure that Biafra is restored in our day. That we are not just going to restore Biafra of the paper or flags, but a true Biafra in word and in deed, a Biafra in which its people will be its greatest resources, a Biafra in which our mind shall be developed in such a way that we will have no other country that could be more important and no other mission could be more important than to serve this great Biafran nation, our fatherland. And this very program has that duty to help us sharpen our mind, prepare us for the things that we need to do, for this dream, for this ambition, for this wish, for this desire to be a reality. And this job is not just for me, it's for you and I. As you call in at the right time and participate in the conversation and share your ideas so we can all learn. Once again, this is the 4th episode of this leadership series on the program, The Collective Code, on Radio Biafra, London. The topic we shall be looking at today, fellow comrades and fellow Biafrans, is the untamed will, on discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a free people. The untamed will on discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a free people. If you want to be a successful engineer, you want to be a successful architect, you want to be a successful doctor, you want to be a successful nurse, you want to be a successful leader, one of the most reasonable things you will do as someone who is conscious of the fact that education is at the very foundation of whatever we become is to learn from other great people in your chosen field of practice or your chosen field of endeavor. If I want to become a great broadcaster on Radio Biafra, one of the people I must make sure I study is Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is Mazi Nwachineke, Mazi Obilo, is other broadcasters, Mazi Aloze, and the rest of them. I must be able to study them and find out what has kept these people going for the past years, day in, day out. Someone like Mazi Obilo, someone like Mazi Nwachineke, every single morning he is online. He's on air. Mazi Jonathan, every evening he's on air. If I want to be a successful broadcaster on Radio Biafra, I must study them. And then out of all this, select who do I love his pattern the most and whose pattern do I think matches with my personality and where I want to go. It is by so doing that I reassure myself that indeed I have the intention of going far in what I am planning to start or what I am doing already. One of the greatest architectures of this world, the Notre Dame, the Salt Lake Temple, the White House, all these great structures of spiritual and political significance is not built by people who just wake up one day and say, I love to build, I have desire to build. No. It's the accumulation of knowledge, of experience, of understudy, of various stonemasons of great repute around the world. And this knowledge, this expertise, this talent put together produce those edifices that you look at and marvel, that have stand the test of time. So why do you think that you will achieve Biafra simply because you desire it? Why do you think that Biafra is achievable simply because you raise flags and you shout? Why do you think that Biafra is achievable simply because you think it's a divine project? Why? If something as minor in comparison to freedom as a structure can be studied round the world, that people will be brought from different countries to just come and make sure that that structure reaches the vision of the one who had that idea of putting up that building and the design. How do you think that something as important as your freedom, the freedom of the greatest nation on earth, why do you think that that is achievable by mere desiring it, by mere singing it, and by mere being a hardcore? What does it mean to be a hardcore? If you understand this law, you understand this principle, you therefore know that you have a duty to look around. Who are the group of people that have gone through this similar thing that you are going through now? And how did they come out of it? What was their mentality? How do they think? What did they avoid? What did they do? What did they do best? And of all these examples, which of them come close to the type of nation that you have, to the type of person that you are, to the kind of freedom that you are fighting for, and the kind of oppressor that you are under its bondage? If you don't do that analysis, if you don't study that, you will remain in captivity and your desire shall be fruitless. This is a collective code. The reason this program is called a collective code, it is to bring in us, to build in us the code, the secret, the principle, the character that we need to have as a collective for us to be able to achieve this collective objective. To build in us that code that we need, that when you see a Biafran, you say, this is the kind of people, this is who they are, and that is how they behave. To build that kind of character, that somebody will not bring any kind of thing before you once he hears that you are a Biafran. So that code becomes a collective identity. It becomes imbued amongst all Biafrans. And that is why this program, this learning, this teaching is is important. I call it teaching not because I am here to teach you. We are here to teach each other and to learn from each other. But my responsibility, like I said in the first episode, is to remind the kings and queens and princes and priestesses who have forgotten who they are, to remind them who they are and point them to the direction home. That is my responsibility, and I am counting on you to make that work. And I have looked around amongst many people that have stood their ground against oppressors, that has fought even the United States against the British. Even the one happening today right under our nose in Iran, there are many people, there are many nations, there are many tribes that have fought and defended themselves and become free from the shackles of oppressor. And they have certain quality that you cannot discard, and of which, as Biafrans, we need to be able to inculcate into our daily lives and become our individual and therefore put together a collective code by which we live. It will be a thing of joy that we get to a point as Biafrans that when somebody somewhere calls a person and said, "Do you know that man?" He said, "Yes. That Mazi Okonkwo, that Wada Chinyere, I know her." And the person will say, "I need some 20 girls, some 50 girls in the Caribbean. I need 50 girls in Italy. I need 20 girls in Brazil. I need 40 girls in Togo. I need this number of girls in this place, in Benin Republic, in Togo, in Ghana, in wherever in the world. Why? We need them for prostitution." And the person will say, "Don't you know that Mr. Okonkwo, that this one, that Chinyere, that they are Biafrans? Don't you know that? These people will never engage in anything that will endanger their dignity, above all, the life of their girls." We should come to that point. We should come to the point where if somebody is saying, "I want to bring Murumiri, I want to bring this kind of destructive substances into our land, and I need somebody who is going to be my entrance to the market," and that person who knows Biafrans for who we are will say, "No, these people, you can't find anybody who will accept to bring this kind of thing unless he or she does not know what this thing does." It will be my greatest joy to live to see that day. And this program, this collective code, changing our mindset one episode at a time, I believe is the beginning, amongst other things that we have been learning, that to shape that our mind and build us as a people for us to have that kind of quality. So we are talking about the untamed will. On what? On discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a free people. Because what you refuse today will determine what you deserve tomorrow. What you refuse today will determine what you deserve tomorrow. Let's assume for a moment that we believe in Nigeria. Let's assume for a moment that we believe that it is a turn of a Biafran to be the president of Nigeria. How desperate, how condescending will it be for you as a Biafran who is demanding your right to accept from beginning that you are going to rule for 4 years? That is the kind of mentality that has kept us subjugated in this contraption. When everybody is insisting on completing the fraudulent 8 years, whatever that means to them, been interested. But it goes to the core of who we are, of the kind of nonsense we are accepting, and that is why we cannot get what we deserve. I haven't called anybody by name. You're free to believe what you believe, but Biafra is our only hope. Biafra is our only hope. Like it or not, that's the reality. So what you refuse today determines what you deserve tomorrow. That is delayed gratification. And that is discipline. Freedom, my fellow comrades, my fellow Biafrans, is not in reality the absence of chain. For our forefathers who decades ago decided to drown themselves in the sea, they were on chain, but their mind were free. They were free people. Therefore, freedom is never the absence of chain. Freedom is the presence of self-mastery. A man who cannot say no to himself will never say yes to his destiny. What is it that you are thinking of saying yes to today that will deprive you of the greatest of the destiny that you have tomorrow? Is it presidency of Nigeria? Is it your freedom from prison? Is it the destruction of IPOB leadership? Is it some position in government? Is it the promise of House of Rep? Is it oil block? What are you saying yes to today that would deny you of the greatest of all the destiny you can think of for yourself, your children, your grandchildren, and all your generations unborn? What is that thing that you are saying yes to today that would deprive you of the glorious destiny that you have ahead of you? Ask yourself that. And that is the importance of discipline and delayed gratification. If I promise you fish, if I say fish, you may say, what kind of fish? If I promise you a piece of, there's this fish they call scumbia when we're in the village. Let's say, I don't care how big a scumbia is. They promise you one full scumbia and say, if you eat this scumbia today, you will forfeit the cow you're supposed to get 2 months from now. What will you do? When you call in, I want to hear those answers. Delayed gratification and discipline. We as Biafrans need this more than anything if we must achieve our desired freedom. Shouting Biafra and raising your flag and IPOB, one family, is not what is going to bring you Biafra. You may not like the way I put it, but that is the truth. You have to build yourself. What you refuse today determines what you deserve tomorrow. Those who said they accepted restructuring, how far? Those who say zoning is the way, how far? How far? How far? When they were shouting restructuring, 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 they say, oh, that is the only way. Yeah, they are going to give regional government. They are going to do this. You are saying no to the future by saying yes to the seats that have consistently continued to happen from the Eburi Accord, even way before Eburi Accord. And the 3 R's and everything that has happened has not taught you a lesson to say no for today so that you can get what you deserve tomorrow, which is Biafra. Because Biafra is the only thing, is the only mission we have embarked on as a people and lost over 5 million people for that sake. There is nothing else we have embarked on. There is no other thing that we have chased after. There is no other thing that we have demanded in the history of our life for which we have lost over 5 million people except Biafra. You cannot possibly pay such price and not insist that you must get your package. If we do, we must be the most unfortunate creature this planet Earth has ever produced, or at least seen. We have paid the price, and this month that we are remembering our hero and heroines, we are remembering all the Biafrans who have lost their lives in the hands of the Nigerian state and its allies. We are remembering and honoring them this month. We will remind you that there is no consolation beside Biafra. And as such, we are saying no to everything, and we must continue to say no to everything that is on the table beside Biafra. The freedom of an individual can never override the freedom of millions. It has never happened in any history of any people who are serious about their destiny. We must make sure that we dispel every lie, every deceit, every Trojan gift. We must reject those Trojan horses. We must reject any kind of deceitful gift in whatever shiny package. We have been told lies. That is why you have pubs in our land. You have hotels more than schools. You have nightclubs. You have different brands of beer. That is why somebody from UK will boldly come to our land and tell us how we import whiskey. Because why? We have been lied to for the past 5 decades. A very seductive, carefully crafted, seductive lies. That lie sounds like freedom, sounds like liberation, sounds like, you are on top, sounds like enjoyment. But really, it is pure captivity dressed in something casual. And what is the lie? Yes, I have said that too. I have said that. That's very true. Of course, when you die, it's what you've already consumed that you can go with. Nobody has ever gone back or come back from the land of the death and then enjoy himself or herself again. But the measure of man is not in what he can consume. The measure of a successful man and a woman, when I say man, I mean human. The measure of a successful man is in the legacy you leave for posterity. It's in your contribution to the society in which you live. That is how you measure how well you have lived your life. So they tell you, enjoy yourself now. That is true. But that isn't what matters the most. Do not delay your pleasure. Spend what you have. Enjoy yourself. Yes, I'm not saying when you feel like enjoying yourself, you don't do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying understand what are the kind of things you need to delay for tomorrow. If you have $1 million and there is a business opportunity that you require exactly $1 million, of which if you venture into in the next 2 years, you are going to be $10 million more rich. Why should you spend $5,000 out of it to have fun tonight when you know tomorrow you will not have enough money to invest in that business that will make you $10 million rich in the next 5 years? Just tell me the sense in that. That is where delayed gratification comes in. And delayed gratification is a product of self-discipline. That you see this food, you like this food, but you wait. If we must achieve Biafra, we must first of all know that there are things we must say no to today so that we can get what we deserve tomorrow. One of those things is investing in Lagos State, is investing in everywhere outside Biafra land. It is something we must say no to today so that tomorrow we will not be begging somebody's father to release our property. One of the things we must do today to ensure that tomorrow we are sustaining what we deserve is to develop the Biafran land. Is to bring our investment home. One of the things we must say no to today is to be living and consuming everything that we are getting from outside. If you say yes today to agricultural revolution and you participate in it, you will not have to fear a blockade tomorrow. So that money you are using to eat burger, you are using to eat pizza, you are using to eat ice cream, you are using to balala bonko and the rest of them. Delay that gratification for once. Decide within yourself that this year I just want to put something aside and make sure I achieve this thing, because the leadership of IPOB, who are leading us with insight, have given us this information to engage in agricultural revolution for food security and at least the sustainability of our people. That is your contribution. Delayed gratification and discipline. Not the discipline of tyrant. IPOB is not going to come to your house and compel you at gunpoint and say you must do this, or if you don't do that, we're going to punish you. If you don't do that, you will not. No. We pass you the information. That's our responsibility. We research. We get insights. And we give you those information. And we say, act on it. Oh, I don't have money. You know, if you can delay certain gratification, you just might be able to afford that. You do not know the privilege we have in this dispensation of the life of Biafrans, that we have leadership to guide us, to provide direction, to put up policy that is genuinely designed and crafted with the interests of the people at heart. You don't know what it means. You don't know what it means. We need to be disciplined. We need to practice delayed gratification. Stop or put off the enjoyment for today so that you can enjoy tomorrow better. This lesson, fellow Biafrans, is not just for me. It's not just for you. It's also for me. As I'm talking to you, I am talking to myself. I am not sharing this information with you as one who is perfect. No. I'm sharing this with you as one who has the privilege and the responsibility of having this mic and having my voice echo through the wave across the world. It is a solemn responsibility that I must carry out. And in the process, I learn and become better. The untamed will on discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a free people. What is the architecture of a free people? How are free people built? Are free people fearful? Are they dependent? Are they weak? Do they procrastinate? Do they delay actions? They don't. What is it that makes up free people? As we're talking, some of you may think that, what is this guy saying? What is this Mazi Obasi saying? How does this concern our freedom? It's the British that are holding us. Nigerian government is holding us. But trust me, I feel and I believe strongly that we are holding ourselves more than any government in this world put together is. Imagine if every single Biafran today decide that we all are going to do one thing and discipline ourselves to it and make sure that we do it to the letter. There is no government in this world that can stand us. Vox populi, voice Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So I don't think the British are the ones holding us. I don't think even it's the Nigerian government. We are holding ourselves, or we are enabling our oppressors to continue to hold us. Without our own subtle approval, we will not be in bondage. We will not be under subjugation. We will not. But that foundation, that concrete, that bricks and mortar that put up that structure, that architecture that makes up a free people must come from inside out. It must be something that you develop in your own private room, in your private corner. What you do when nobody is seeing you. When you put those things together, it becomes your principle. When you abide by it, it builds a character in you, and that is what makes you undefeated. That is what makes you powerful. That is what makes you strong. That is what will make you to stand and demand for your freedom, and the world will listen because they will know that this person is a person of character. These people now put together are people of character. When they say they want their freedom, you better give it to them. So if you think what I'm talking about is just abstract, just be patient. Maybe in the course of this conversation, you will find something that might resonate with you. Maybe you will find something that might connect. Not to your stomach, maybe to your security, to your land, to your children. But your desire alone to be free, your desire to fly the flag of Biafra is not the only thing that will give us freedom. The diplomatic move, even of our leadership, is not the only thing that will give us freedom. I dare say the DOS. Then you remember Biafra. When you cannot do that every 4 years and expect for anybody in the world to respect you enough to think you actually want Biafra. You can't. That is why you must know what to say no to today, so you can say yes to your destiny tomorrow. You can say yes to what you deserve tomorrow. You can't come and tell us cock and bull story that someone said we should go and contest election at this very time, and you expect people to listen to you and to join you in that foolish journey, and when you go and come back, you get the same result that every sensible human being knows you are going to get. You now come back and now think that anybody in the world will take you serious, that you actually want freedom. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. And the architecture of a free people. Free people are people that will stand and tell you what I want, what I'm demanding is the only thing that I want. If you have options, then definitely you don't know what you want. You can't be Biafra today, LP tomorrow, Biafra today, NDC tomorrow, Biafra today, ADC tomorrow. You can't be that and expect anyone to take you serious, because you are hoping that if this thing, I don't know what gives any reasonable Biafran the belief that any Biafran at all will even smell the gate of Asorok for whatever reason. I don't know why. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Deny yourself of enjoyment today for tomorrow. This is the very concept of fasting. This is the very concept of fasting. You're not fasting because you want to eat bigger food in the evening. You're fasting because you are denying yourself of the enjoyment now of the food you are going to eat, of that meat you can even imagine in your eyes. It's in your pot somewhere, in your pot of soup somewhere. That restaurant, you know that if you go there, you will get the best of Unkobi. You deny yourself. You say, today, I am going to fast because I will get blessing later. Because there is something that I desire, there is something that I need, of which if I fast, I am going to get it. Then you go through the process of fasting. You deny yourself, deny your body of that taste, that meat, that drink, that enjoyment for a period of 2 or 3 meals or whatever form of fasting you choose to do, because there is something greater you are expecting. Refusing the temptation of the Nigerian politics and focusing on Biafra is something we must do as a matter of discipline. That is what we call delayed gratification. If you ask me, this is even easy, because every common sense, every history in Nigeria, even the recent past, the recent 2023, she will tell you that this is not even difficult decision, because you know you are not going to get it. How difficult is that? For crying out loud, how difficult is that? Delayed gratification and discipline are the very architecture of a free people. You can't be a free person if anybody comes and dangle food before you, you run after it. If someone come and dangle meat here, you run after it. You cannot be free. You can't be free when you don't know what you want. You can't be free when all you think about is today. People's Colombo, Guami Hange Mechio, Kaimbere Bendo, Eberizendo, Amari Haga. Amari. A lot of damage has been done to our psyche. Trust me. A lot of damage has been done to our psyche. Oh, Guami Hange Mechio, Kaimbere Bendo. Eh? Is that how America grew? Is that how Japan become what they are? Is that how China, that 20 years ago were a poor country, is that how they become what they are? Is that how Israel become a powerful nation? Is that how Iran is able to be competing with world powers? Do you know what it means to be bombarded, to be sandwiched by Israel and America? And yet, you are not only surviving it, you are making counter demands, and you are making more threats, and you are diving deeper, and you are finding more loopholes, you are finding more vulnerability, and you continue to stand strong. Do you know what it takes? That strength is not in ammunition. That strength is inside, is inbuilt, is the very bricks and mortar that make every individual Iranian. I don't care who is right or wrong, as far as what is happening is concerned. I don't care about that. I am just highlighting principles that we must learn. How can you have this kind of song that was a hit song? What should we do tomorrow? You said we should enjoy now. After enjoyment, tomorrow we'll think about what we'll do. Maybe they borrowed from the Bible, you know. Delayed gratification. If you are joining us just now, please be reminded that this is a collective code on Radio Biafra London, and this is a leadership series. We are going to have this leadership series for few weeks as we go into, until we are able to exhaust to a large extent the topics under this series, and then we will go into our book cycle, our reading cycle. People have been suggesting So far, we have two suggestions. We have people who suggested Bible, some suggested things fall apart, and we are still waiting for the books you will suggest, so that by the time we are done with this leadership series, we will be able to shortlist the books and then begin to read them. And inside these books, we'll begin to pick lessons that will still help us build that very character that every free people must have. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. I will share with you a research that was done concerning this subject somewhere in the 1960s. A research that is very popular. I am sure many of you will be familiar with that, but I'm still going to share it for in case or for those who might not have come across that. A psychologist by name Walter Mischel conducted an experiment at Stanford University. This very experiment later became known as the marshmallow test. The marshmallow test. You can Google that for your own further studies. This marshmallow test, a child was left in a room, one with marshmallow, and the researcher said, you can eat this now, which is the marshmallow. You can eat the marshmallow now, but if you wait 15 minutes without eating it, you will get 2 marshmallows. Delayed gratification. He picked sample children, random children, and put them in a room with 1 marshmallow in their front, with only 1 instruction. If you can just sit and look at this marshmallow for the next 15 minutes and you don't eat it, I am going to give you 2. He observed that some children ate their own marshmallow immediately. They picked it, they rushed it, and they ate it. How can you not eat it? It's inviting. The imagination alone, imagining the taste, how it's going to taste in your mouth alone, a child could not wait. So some of these children immediately took the marshmallow and consumed it. But some waited. And here is what is interesting about this research. They tracked these children, all of them, those who ate their own immediately and those who waited for the 15 minutes. They tracked them, all of them tracked them for 40 years. And he discovered, from this research he learned, that the children who waited, who delayed their gratification, they had higher scores in school. They have lower rates of obesity, which means they were able to eat healthy and control their weight. They had better relationship, which means their marriage lasted longer. Their children, they were able to have better relationship with their spouses, their children, in the place of work. Everything, they were able to be successful in their relationship. They have higher income, and they were, by every single metric, more successful in life. Just 15 minutes. They were children, but there is something inside them that gave them the ability to wait, even though they were children, even though they loved marshmallow, they waited. And for 40 years, these individuals were tracked individually, and this observation was made, and this was learned about them, that those who were able to delay that enjoyment for just 15 minutes, were more successful in life by every metric. Every aspect in life that you will look at somebody and say, this person is successful. These children, now men, were more successful than the other people who rushed and ate their marshmallow immediately. Understand that these children, they were not threatened that they were going to beat them if they ate their marshmallow. The ones who ate it were not threatened. They were not compelled to eat it. They did of their own free will. They were only promised that if you don't, you are going to get 2. But guess what? They can't wait. They were the fans of Oliver de Kokwe. They were the fans of Kaimbiri Bendo, Ebrisiando, Amariha Gemechi. And they have Biela Dendo by eating their marshmallow in less than a minute when they were introduced. Maybe some delayed for 5 minutes, maybe some even 10 minutes, and they could no longer wait. That is why we say onye bagido so were kuse nko baraba megini alaya ni. In this our journey to freedom, iba katosa akwose nke baraba megini alaya ni. Delayed gratification. If we kata Biafra, then tomorrow you was Peter Obi. Ihe niile mere eme alago n'iyi. Agaghị agụnye gị na ndị a. And it's a reality. These children that were able to delay their gratification for 15 minutes, I am sure there is one amongst them. There is one among all these children that waited for 12 minutes. There must be some that waited for 10 minutes. Some might even be 14 minutes. But guess what? They were not counted because they did not reach to that very line. Oh, about also, my mother was say manually, I go mine. What are you saying yes to today that will deny you Biafra tomorrow? Are you saying no to are you saying yes to kidnapping money? Are you saying no to making our land, unstable? Are you saying no? Are you saying yes, to attacking the leadership? Are you saying yes for creating noise to derail our people? What are you saying yes today that is going to affect your destiny tomorrow as a Biafran? Delayed gratification and discipline. Delayed gratification, discipline, and the architecture of a free people. The marshmallow test is not about children. No, don't think they are children. That test is not about children. That test is for civilization. That test is in the core of human psychology. That test is in the core of what makes you a person, what makes you an independent being, what makes you matured, and what makes you a disciplined human being. That test is what determines if you and I can stay on this track and ensure that Biafra is restored. I've said it before and permit me to say it again. Your noise, you are raising your flag, is not going to give us Biafra alone. This thing must be accompanied by our own personal discipline, our own delayed gratification. You don't do Biafra today because somebody you know is contesting for House of Rep. Give back Biafra, House of Rep, because you think they will give you contract tomorrow. You think, at least maybe we can have appointment. Appointment onto what? Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Every great nation that has ever rose, every great nation, from Rome to the Great Britain, to Japan, to Singapore, to China, all these great nations was built by people who understood that the pain of discipline is higher than the weight of regret. Every great nation that you know of that has ever rose from any ashes, that have ever rose from any form of political strength to a higher strength, either economically, politically, whatever level, any great nation you have seen in this world, like I listed, from Rome to the Great Britain, from the Great Britain to Japan, to Singapore, to China, to any country at all. The people who build them, including America, I can't believe I forgot to list America. These countries were built by people who understand the simple but fundamental principle that the pain of discipline is lighter than the weight of regrets. I hope you are able to understand what this statement means. That whatever weight you feel when you are being disciplined, when you are disciplining yourself, when you are deciding to delay gratification, whatever pain you are feeling that time is a paperweight compared to the pain, to the weight you are going to feel when you regret that you did not exercise that discipline. Your forefathers, my forefathers, your parents, in the 1920 to 1930, they understood this. They set money aside. They built school. They sponsor people. They sponsor skills. They put money together, sponsor people abroad. And by that singular action, they were able to raise a generation of scholars, generation of disciplined men and women. They were able to overtake people who had over 50 years head start ahead of us. They were able to lead their generation out of obscurity because they understood this very principle of delayed gratification. They pulled money together and they built an airport. They understood what this means. Today, all you are thinking of is to enjoy today and forget tomorrow. Today, all you are thinking of is, APC is in power, let me try and get something. Let me try, The more you are trying to get something, the more you are divided. It said, no man who putteth his hand before the plow and look back is fit for the kingdom. Our forefathers knew better. We must also learn and become better because they decided to fund education. They decided to ignore lavish wedding. Today, we are choosing things that are not important. Lavish wedding, extravagant lifestyle, and all sort of nonsense. Wearing designers that add no value to yourself nor the society. All sort of rubbish. Can you just pause on that? Discipline yourself and look in the direction of Biafra and what you can do for it. Our forefathers value personal improvement. They value internal growth. They value integrity. They value work. They value honor. They take responsibility. Today, we are reversing all that. Today, we want car before education. We want mansion first. We want designer clothes first. We want lavish funeral first. And then if anything now remains, we can think about supporting IPOB. We can think about supporting ESN. Tell me, what do you think you are going to gain from that lavish wedding? That people will come, eat, go, you are the talk of town today, tomorrow somebody will kill one goat more than the one you kill, and the person is the talk of town. You kill 20 cows today, somebody killed 21, tomorrow they forget you. Obi Kubana did all that he did, all the cows. He emptied the entire cow in Nigeria in Oba. Are we still talking about him today? Are we? Some say he's in showbiz. He did that for his show business. Blah, 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 blah. If he did that for show business, that's his business. But are you in show business? Why are you doing the same or similar? Delayed gratification. Discipline and delayed gratification. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. We as a people must know that as a man thinketh, so is he. Not as a man doeth, not what a man has. It is how you think. Do you think so? Chineke God. Somebody had the audacity to come and tell Biafrans, to come and tell Ndibo, to come and tell us that I wonde Maridinaga and that person is working freely. And that person have the audacity to come and say who was he going to lead? Now, such a person who is thinking that he is defeated, who is thinking that he has been conquered, how do you think that such a person can even think of freedom? That is why how we think is important. What is your value? Do you value your freedom? Do you value your mental health? Do you, not all this emotional nonsense they say today about mental health, do you value your freedom? Do you value who you are? Are you willing and able and ready to stand and demand for that freedom and say to yourself and whoever cares to listen that this is the only option on the table? I am not jumping to Peter Obi tomorrow because I think he's going to be president. I'm not changing any political party here and there. My political party, my objective, my demand is only freedom. Can we do that? Because that is our duty. That is our responsibility. You cannot achieve freedom until you prove that you deserve freedom. For those who deserve freedom, ensure that they demand for it. And if you must demand for it, you must live by the principle that ensure that there is freedom, that ensure that you have freedom. At this very moment, fellow comrades, Biafrans all over the world, I am going to plead with you that you join me in this very few minutes of break. And then when we come back, we shall continue for a moment and then open the line for possibly your call.
For the love of Biafra and to the memories of our fallen heroes, we'll always remember you. This is Moby. It's been long 100 blood years ever since the British locked us in.
This marriage all this did before you.
It was teardropping when the folks on the British came and marched us with
Them that took the knives, their swords and their bombs and killed our hundreds.
Oh, set my nation free this man, my people come. Oh, set my nation free this Nigerian pharaohs. 1914, set Biafra free. Oh, set my nation free this Nigerian pharaohs. Yesterday was better, today better, and tomorrow be worse.
Cause some days got forsaken, contraption, peace has been the tradition.
If they show down factories in Biafra and then I've wasted us.
Acting like the stars are you in the skies, we can twinkling through the night.
Oh, set my nation free this man, let my people go. Oh, set my nation free this Nigerian pharaohs. 1914, my baby, set Biafra free. Oh, set my nation free this Nigerian pharaohs. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud, sing it out in the dawn of time. The sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra, where there will be no Nigerianism.
Oh, save my nation, free these men, let my people go.
Oh, save my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914, my regime, set Biafra free. Oh, save my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. Oh, save my nation.
Oh, save my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs.
1914, my regime, walks so please let Biafrans go.
Oh, save my nation, free these
Nigerian pharaohs. For the love of Biafra and to the memories of our fallen heroes, we'll always remember you. This is Moby N. It's been long 100 bloody years ever since the British locked us in.
And this marriage, as they said it before, was like oil and water.
It was teardropping when the folks and the British came and marched us with.
Then they took the knives, their swords and their bombs and killed our hundreds each day.
Oh, said my nation, free these men, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. Yesterday was better, today better, and tomorrow be worse, I know.
Cause some days God forsaken contraption, this has been the tradition.
Through the years they've shut down factories in Biafra land, then have wasted us.
But still like the stars up there in the skies, we keep twinkling through the night.
Oh, said my nation, free these men, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud, sing it out. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra, where there will be no Nigerianism. Oh, said my nation, free these men, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. Oh, said my nation, free Britain. Oh, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, so please let Biafrans go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs.
Thank you very much. And welcome back. This is the Collective Code on Radio Biafra London, and I am Mazi Obasi. Thank you for this short break as we continue in our conversation. We are still talking about the untamed will, discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a free people. Discipline, delayed gratification, and the architecture of a great people. Before we enter into the dimension of discipline, the dimension of delayed gratification, and the architecture of great people or free people, let me remind you, let me remind myself, let me remind Biafrans all over the world that this is the month of May. Every Biafran must remember our hero and heroines. This is the month of May, our holy month. Listen to the directive, or should I use the old English? Hearken to the words of the directive, of the leadership, and observe this day. And observe this day to make sure that we are able to provide every necessary support that is needed for other people to come out and remember these great people and what they have done for the sake of our freedom. It is very, very important. The 30th of May, from now to the 30th of May, you have to also remember those around you, those who lost their wives, their children, those who lost their mothers, those who lost their husbands, that you know personally, that are in your unit. Think about them and make sure you plan to provide for them as best as you can. It is very, very important that we provide for those who are vulnerable amongst us in this holy month of May. Very, very important.
For the love of Biafra and to the memories of our fallen heroes, we'll always remember you. This is Moby M. It's been long 100 bloody years ever since the British locked.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was the announcement, and I hope we have taken note. So, as we continue, let me continue with our conversation on delayed gratification, on discipline, and the architecture of a free people. We were talking about being wise with the things we say yes to today for the sake of tomorrow. Kaimbiribendo, Eberisando, Amariha Gemechi is a very, I think there's a preacher who said it was a, I think that should be Mbaka, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very, very foolish philosophy. It's a very foolish mentality that no Biafran should condone. It's a very foolish mentality. Very, very stupid. We must marry her Gemechi to pay every window. You must know that. You must plan for tomorrow. You must be disciplined and you must delay the gratification. When you spend your money on champagne today, ask yourself, how many ridges, how many heaps of cassava can that farm, can that champagne plant? Ask yourself, this bottle of champagne, what can it do for the Eastern Security Network if you convert that money to their support? Yes, you will not enjoy your champagne. That will mean that you have to forfeit your champagne. That will mean that you will not enjoy the champagne that you can imagine how nice it will be. How, the chill champagne, when you sip the glass, when you sip that wine from that glass, when you sit by the beach and you have those, barbecue around you and all this good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You have been enjoying, so you know what I'm talking about. You can imagine all that. I know you are going to miss it. If you have extra to still do all this thing and have your fun, why not? But what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, and what I've been trying to say is that do not do that enjoyment at the expense of what matters. Don't. Don't. You have the means to support the Eastern Security Network with 100,000 naira, with 200,000 naira. You give 10,000. You with 100,000 gaboringo. Do you know what it means? It's your money, I know. But Biafra is not for only me, it's for you and I. Delay, gratification, and discipline is the symbol, it is the sign, it is the bricks and mortar that builds and that construct a free people. They build you. They build you. If you have all the money to have all your fun, go on vacation, and still support ESN, still support Biafra movement, still support the leadership, why not? May God forbid that I'll preach against enjoying the fruit of your labor. I will not do that, and I don't think anybody in its right senses can do that. But what I'm saying is that do not do that at the expense of that which matters to the future, for that matters. You should not do that. Think of your children, your grandchildren. Even think of yourself. When you use the money that could have been used to farm cassava, to farm plantain, to farm yam, to drink champagne, you are stealing from your grandchildren. You are stealing from your great-grandchildren. You are stealing from generations yet unborn. And that is why you must not do that. In those days, growing up in the village, in a very humble beginning, in a very humble family, you observe your parents trying to pretend as if they're not hungry so you can eat. You observe your parents, after cooking, they take something small and they leave you the rest. You observe your parents sometimes skipping the morning meal so that when you come back in the afternoon from school, you can have something to eat. We observe all that. It is delayed gratification. Why are they doing that? Because of the children, because of us. If they look at the food, look at the soup and say, no, let me eat now and be satisfied. When we come back in the afternoon as children, we are going to be hungry. And they won't be happy. And that moment, the food they have eaten in the morning that they should have reserved for us as children in the afternoon, they will now be burdened with the heavy weight of regret. And that is why earlier I tell you that the pain of discipline is lighter than the weight of regret. Don't put yourself in that position. Imagine that because you have failed to contribute to the support of our Eastern Security Network, to the support of the agricultural revolution, to the support in every aspect of this, our freedom. Imagine because you failed to support, just because of your support that is missing, that one single life was lost. I'm not saying 20 or 10. Just imagine one life. I want to put this in perspective. Imagine because you failed to support, there are shortage in what is needed to defend our land. And as a result of that, one person loses his life. And that one person is a father of 4 or 5 children, a husband to his wife, the first son to his parent. Have you seen what your inability to sacrifice, to discipline yourself so you can support the security of your people? Have you seen what it has caused? But guess what? You will not know because nobody is telling you. You are not able to, you cannot be linked directly to the cost of the life of that individual. But just think about it and the possibility. I am not preaching morality, please. Understand me. I am not preaching morals. I am not trying to appeal to your conscience based on morality. I have no such authority and no inclination to even discuss morality. For I myself, I am not on the higher moral ground. I am simply discussing strategy with you. Strategy, not morals. Strategy. What I'm discussing with you is a cold, hard mathematics of survival. It's a pure, direct, undisputable mathematics of survival. Now the dimension of discipline. So when I'm speaking, please, don't attach righteousness to it. Don't attach morality to it. This is pure strategy as a code for us. That as a people, how wonderful will it be if we design a code by which we live, that for every dollar that I eat, for every dollar that I spend, for every food that I eat, for every 10 spoons of rice that I eat, that 2 spoons will be contributed for Eastern Security Network. That every investment that I make, that a portion of it must go into agriculture. How great can that be? That as the farming season is getting to a point, even let's say I did not participate in the farming this year, do you know the difference it will make if you decide that, okay, I may not be able to farm this year, but from this month of May, every salary I earn, every income I get, I am going to dedicate 20% down in preparation for the next farming season. Do you know the difference it can make? Do you know? Do you know the difference you can make if you are the head of your age group, the youth leader, the head of any union in your village, your community, in diaspora that has to do with Biafrans, and you decide to use your position to encourage the people to go back home and do something in agriculture? Do you know the difference it can make? You teach them to discipline themselves, to cut down some expenses and save something and invest it in our land. Do you know what it will make? The difference it will make. If discipline is a foundation, then we must apply it to 4 specific areas. And these areas are the things that determines, or they are the things that are the requirement for a free people. You cannot be free without these 4 specific areas of this discipline. That is, if you are treating discipline as a foundation. I'm sure you understand why 4 is important when it comes to the idea of a foundation. The first is a financial discipline. We have talked about that a lot. The second is the nutritional discipline. We've also talked about that a lot. Agriculture. The third is security discipline. The architecture of vigilance. We have also talked about that. And the fourth is the temporal discipline, the mastery of time. These 4 specific areas makes the free people. That is what, if you are able to develop and internalize, your freedom will be right here with you. Our freedom will be a reality within the shortest possible time. But with this lackadaisical attitude, with this Obasagim, with this somebody will do it, with this, Ewu Ohanazo mentality, we are going nowhere. I'm not a bearer of bad news. I'm just being realistic. So as a people, we must ask ourselves, even some things we even call enjoyment, in most cases are not even enjoyment. But you know what? It's your money. Can't tell you how to enjoy it. You can decide to pack yeast in the name of beer and load yourself of it days after days, weeks after weeks, and waste your money there and endanger your health. It's your choice. But what I'm saying is that as you are doing that, make sure there is something that you have allocated reasonably to ensure that Biafra is a reality. Because as a people, we cannot achieve freedom if we are not disciplined. Discipline is at the core of it. We cannot achieve freedom if we don't have food security. We cannot achieve freedom if we are not conscious of the security in our environment. We cannot. You just sleep, wake up, enjoy yourself, and go to sleep. You don't even know what is happening in your area. When there are new people in your area, you don't even realize it. I was in Biafra land some years back when I see people walking in the bushes and carrying rail lines. And people were going to farm and coming back and seeing them. When I complained, somebody said, "Nah, hapukanda outside because I'm a magi daga." As somebody who just returned, I don't know what's going on. But the thing is that a lot of people are seeing them. And you cannot do that in any place. You can't just walk into a town when the people know that you are not from there and you are just carrying metals that are meant for railway, and they know you have no government uniform, you have no ID card, you have no means of identifying yourself as a government official, and you are carrying the things they know clearly is a public property and nobody approach you. That is not the attitude of people who want to be free. That is not the attitude of a free people. You do not live like that. You don't. A country that is made up of weak people is a weak country. And as such, mental toughness, that strength, that discipline, without it, even if we get Biafra, it will be a Biafra we will regret having. For the greatest resource that any country we have is its people. It is important that in all this thing, we realize that individually we have a role, and this role is that little river that joins together in a delta and pour into the big, maybe the sea. You cannot only think of today if tomorrow is important to you. You can't. You can't. So I will take the last point, because we have talked about agriculture, we have talked about security, we have talked about other part of this pillar, but I will take the last one. A temporal discipline, the mastery of time. The mastery of time has to do a lot with punctuality. It is an important principle of every successful people. And when I say successful, it's not just about money. It's about succeeding in the things that you set yourself out to achieve. We have set ourselves out to achieve Biafra. So to be successful means to get Biafra. If somebody set himself out to achieve money, to be successful is to be wealthy. That is what I'm trying to say. If somebody set himself out to have a gold medal in Olympic, when he does that or when she does that, the person is successful. So I am telling you, one of the greatest principles of a successful people is to be where you said you will be when you say you will be there. African time that we have come to accept, that we have come to eternalize, that we have come to believe is something that exists, is actually a colonial slur. And we have accepted it and internalized it. When somebody say it's African time, as a Biafran, you should be offended. Tell the person, I keep Biafran time. I don't keep African time. Because there is no such thing as African time. There is no clock anywhere in the world made for African. It is a colonial slur that tells how unserious and how you lack discipline of maintaining your time. Nobody will be successful in anything in this life if the person does not have respect for time. You must be where you said you will be when you say you will be there. It's an important principle that Biafrans must be known for. You may think this thing does not matter. You may think raise your flag, that's what matters. You may think, nah, woto. You may. Please understand that a fountain cannot grow beyond its source, cannot rise, beyond its source. It is that engine, that thing that is propelling you inside, that makes you the kind of person that you should be and that help you succeed. The things you think are minor, you think they don't matter, is actually at the very core of your character building as a person. Discipline over time. Mastering your time. As a Biafran, you must not come to a meeting late. It's important. You may think it's a joke, but I can tell you from where I sit, we cannot achieve Biafra if we don't have mastery of our time. Let it be that there is something serious that keeps you. Let it be that there is something beyond your control. But it should not and must not be a habit that you are always late to every gathering. You can't do that as a Biafran. You just cannot do that. This must be one of the code by which you and I must live. That when you are dealing with non-Biafran, when you are dealing with even non-African, and they talk about you, and they say, oh, it's African, tell them, I don't do African time, I'm a Biafran. I keep to my time. I stick to my time. If I say I will be there at 1 o'clock, I'll be there at 1 o'clock. If I say I'll be there at 2 o'clock, I'll be there at 2 o'clock. And if there is any problem, I will let you know. But I will do my best to be there. And you yourself will know for a fact that you did do everything in your power to be there. Mastery of time. Plan your time ahead. Plan whatever you do ahead. You don't live like that. This program, this topic that I'm discussing with you was not planned today. It wasn't researched today. The note that was taken was not taken today. '30th May is coming. You don't wait until on 30th May in the morning before you start asking what are we going to do. No, you plan ahead. You plan ahead. Fulani is coming to our land. Do we have to wait until they have taken over our land before we do something? No, we must start doing it today, and we have started doing it long time. Thank God for the leadership. But what is your own contribution to that proactiveness to ensure that the proactiveness of the leadership is fruitful? You can't do it alone. As you master your time as a Biafran, you must be able to sit down, look at the things in your plate, look at the things before you, and ask yourself, which of this is important and which of this is urgent? Which of these things, I have 10 things before me. I need to do this. I need to go to this meeting. I need to do this thing. I need to eat. I need to attend to this guy. I have this list of 4 things I must do. You ask yourself, which of these 2 is urgent? Which of them is important? Your ability to differentiate these 2 and stick or prioritize that which is important is what makes you successful. Some things are urgent, but they are not important. Some things are important, but they are not urgent. The urgent ones are loud, but the important ones are subtly quiet, but whispers slightly into your ears. And that's why sometimes it is easy for us to overlook them, because the noisy ones are screaming, I am here, I'm here, I'm here, do me. Your ability to be successful, to be a true Biafran, to live by this code as a collective, is to be able to differentiate between what is urgent and what is important. When there's a meeting, be there early. There is a culture that became very rampant in the political cycle in Nigeria, and I believe up till now is still very much a thing. And that culture, that practice is, when you are the most important person in the meeting, you have to wait until when everybody has arrived. Then you come late, so that as you are coming, they are receiving you, everybody stands up and you are clapping. If you are going to come, if it's 12 o'clock and everybody is there by 10 o'clock or by 11 o'clock, and you arrive at 10:30, at 11:30 or 30 minutes before the meeting, that's not a problem. 15 minutes before that's not a problem. But not when meeting is 2 o'clock, you arrive at 3 o'clock deliberately because you are the chairman, you are the boss, you are the coordinator, you want somebody to start clapping for you when you arrive. No, now. We cannot be like that and dream of being free. We can't. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because of all the resources that you have, there is only one resource that cannot be recovered. You can earn money, you can earn more money, you can even plant more yams, you can even build more houses, but you cannot get back even 1 second of a time you have wasted. And people who waste time are people who have declared that their existence have no value. So in this collective code, let you and I agree today and covenant, not promise, and covenant in the spirit of Biafra that we will do everything possible within our power. If we haven't been doing it from today henceforth, that whenever there is a meeting, we will be there when we promise we are going to be there. That when we say we are going to do something, that our word will be our bond, and that we will keep to our time no matter where. Whether the meeting is online or is offline, it doesn't matter. King James will say it mattered not. It doesn't matter. Because I've said it before that our greatest enemy is not the British. Our greatest enemy is not even the Fulani. Our greatest enemy is not the Yoruba or the British or anybody or the Nigerian government. The greatest enemy that we have in this, our journey to freedom, is the Biafran who has forgotten who he is and has replaced that memory with a performance. The greatest enemy of Biafra is a Biafran who have forgotten who he is, who have forgotten that you are from the lineage of people with character, that you are from the lineage of one of the most disciplined humans on this world, that you are from the lineage of people whose word are their bonds, that you are from the lineage of people who are principled, people who are disciplined, people who respect and honor time. You've forgotten who you are. And when you do, you are the greatest enemy of Biafra. So in this collective code, may we all agree that Biafran time is Biafran time. Yes, circumstances do happen. I started this program. I was supposed to be hosting at 9 o'clock. It was changed to 8 o'clock. I tried to come on 8 o'clock. Situation would not allow me. This is the first day I'm able to host at 7 o'clock Biafran time. So yes, there are situations where you cannot do anything about it. Work, family, other things. But let it be our priority that we will make sure that we are able to build the kind of Biafra that we want to see. It's very, very important. At this very moment, our phone lines will be open and you can feel free to call us on our WhatsApp number. And the WhatsApp number is plus 44 79 38 377 307. Our call line on WhatsApp is plus 44 79 38 377 and 307. You can call in and share with us your opinion, your observation, your question, any more insight, what Biafrans can learn from you, from me, what I can learn from you, what you have learned today, what you have resolved to do. This is the opportunity to be part of this program directly by calling and contribute your own part.
It was teardropping when the folks in the British came and marched us with. Then they took the knives, their swords and their bombs and killed 100 today. Oh, said my nation, free this land, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. Yesterday was better, today better, and tomorrow be worse, I know. Cause some days got forsaken contraption, this has been the tradition. Through the years they've shut down factories in Biafra land, then have wasted us. But still like the stars up there in the skies, we keep twinkling through the night. Oh, said my nation, free this land, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last.
Again.
Dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud. Sing it out in the dawn of time. The sun will rise at last. Dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra, whether we know Nigeria is. Oh, said my nation, free this land, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. Oh, said my nation, free Britain. Oh, let my people go. Oh, said my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, so please let Biafrans go.
The number is plus 44 7938 377 307.
Memories of our fallen heroes.
You can call and make your contribution.
It's been long 100 bloody years ever since the British locked us in. And that's
discipline, discipline, discipline.
It was teardropping when the folks whom the British came and marched us with.
Delayed gratification. This is the important point of today's topic. Do you have any experience in practicing this, and what are the results you have achieved? Is it a principle you would like to apply? You can call in and share with us. Share with us other things that we need to consider.
Custom days, God-forsaken contraption, this has been the tradition.
Through the years they've shut down factories in Biafra and then have wasted us.
But still like the stars up there in the skies, we keep twinkling through the night.
Oh, set my nation free, this land, let my people go. Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, set Biafra free. Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud, sing it out. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last, dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing out loud. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra, where there will be no Nigerianism. Oh, set my nation free, this land, let my people go. Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs.
We talked about the untamed will. The untamed will. Discipline and delayed gratification. An untamed will does not just do whatever he wants. An untamed will refuses to be mastered by the appetite. By his appetite, by fear, or by comfort or convenience.
And this marriage, as they said it before, was like oil and water.
Because one of the greatest enemy of progress is comfort.
Then they took their knives, their swords, and their bombs.
An untamed will always want to do that which is going to advance the greatest cause. It is not about I wouldn't want boy. I'm about boy. Oh my God, you can't tell me what to do. No, with that mentality, we go nowhere.
Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. Yesterday was better, today better, and tomorrow be worse, I know.
Custom days, God-forsaken contraption, this has been the tradition.
And until Will said, I will save what I want and spend what I can because of tomorrow. You are welcome to Radio Biafra London, Mazi. Thank you for being the first caller for today.
Hello.
Let's hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening,
My name
Mazi.
is Kelvin Chukwemeka. Yeah, calling from Abuja, Nigeria.
Go ahead,
you
sir.
Talked about some people. You talked about some people who joined the Labour Party, who are IPOB members, and later they joined NDC, believing that Peter Obi will become president and possibly Nigeria become good. Maybe sometimes we believe that it will not be able to work like that. I too believe that. But on the issue of Biafra, do we really believe that sometimes, somehow, that any country will support us or will allow us to go for a referendum. Is it possible? And also, how did the Somaliland did it? I don't think I've not read about where they had a referendum. They were in charge of the territory and was collecting taxes. And before you know it, I believe, took years before they were able to be recognized. So, what if IPOB could join and take charge of their region and the political space, and maybe possibly have the resources to enforce, even in the agricultural aspect, the health aspect, even in education? Because if we keep on saying that election doesn't matter to us, we'll keep on losing, and the criminals will still be there and will not have the resources to do what we want. And that is a question: is it possible that any country could support us on referendum? If it's not possible, can we go into the political space to join, to take charge of our region, to be able to have the resources to do all that we want? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Calvin. Am I right?
Kevin Chukwemeka, yeah.
Calvin Chukwemeka, thank you very much. You've asked layers and layers of questions, and I appreciate you calling. I believe in the singleness of purpose. I believe that when you have an important goal before you, you only fail when you have a backup. There are certain goals that when you pursue, backup becomes a distraction, because backup means, what having a backup plan says to your brain is, if I fail on this one, I can fall back on this. And that alone signals to your brain the possibility of failing. But when you have one goal, and you pursue that goal, you know that failure is not an option. You are 99.9% more likely to achieve that goal. And that is why I don't believe that seeking for Biafra and having one foot in Biafran restoration and another foot in Nigerian politics can ever produce anything reasonable. When we try to have Biafra,
Not really.
can you give me time, please? When we wanted Biafra in the 1960s, in the late 60s, we were in the Nigerian system. We tried to build a better Nigeria. But what happened? You know from history, at least in this month of May, how that happened. We have seen from time to time again, you or some that believe in election, last almost 4 years, 2023, we saw what happened. It's a distraction. Our objective is Biafra, and we focus on that Biafra. Now, you talk about Somaliland. No nation is identical. But before Somaliland will get to the level where they are, there are steps. And IPOB and Biafra are taking those steps. When we get to the point, what we forget is that Somaliland's agitation, or the Somaliland movement that led them to their independence, did not start 5 years before that. It didn't start 10 years before. It started longer than that. And it does not mean to say that every country achieves independence within the same time frame. No, what I'm saying is that in our case, we are taking necessary steps, and our circumstances may not be exactly identical with that of Somaliland, but we are taking steps gradually. And if you're observant, you are going to see the direction in which we are going. They used to call us miscreants. We get to a point when we are state actors. we get to a point where we are moving to say, I can't be saying this on air, but if you observe, you will see the direction that the movement is going, and you will know that we will get to that point where we will be in charge of our land completely. Why do you think that the announcement that was made by Martina Sanworu said that we will no longer take permission from anybody to protect our land? That Eastern Security Network will not take permission from anybody for them to go to any location to dislodge the enemies of our land. What do you think that message means? What do you think the direction of that message is? So that is my answer to your question. I don't believe in having divided attention. No. I do not believe in Nigerian election, and I don't believe we can change anything within it. How many voters card is allowed for people to even receive in your land? Let's not even go into those things, because we all know that it's not even real. Even if they give you the entire voters card in Nigeria, they still are not going to let you do anything. That is not to say that we don't have politicians who are Biafrans. That is not to say that before we have Biafra, that people will not be doing politics. That's not to say that. We have governors, we have all these politicians occupying their seat. And that is why when they do something we don't like, even IPOB would come at them. Because for now, they are the one managing our resources. But I will not go and contest election. I will not go and waste my time voting for anybody. In terms of being a president, I will not do that. And that's my personal opinion.
And so, can I comment now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not saying about getting involved in Nigerian politics. I mean, getting involved in our regional politics, taking charge of our region. It's not all about giving an order and people will obey. What of having the resources coming in Biafra and having charge of it? Are you having charge of the resources will give us the ability to strengthen our security, even the farming revolution, the health system, and the education. Just our region, not Nigerian politics.
Okay.
That is what I'm talking
now,
about.
For what you just said now, then you know I've already answered you. It is step by step. We are talking about agricultural revolution in our land. It is taking charge of our land. And we cannot come out and announce those things. But like I said, if you are observing, if you are very observant, you will see the direction. And that direction is gradual. It is meticulously planned so that your enemies will not know every move that you are making. But even our enemies know that we are taking charge. In fact, the formation of ESN is the biggest signal of taking charge of our security and our food production. And it has been sustained for how many years now? So that alone should give you the idea that the leadership of IPOB indeed is taking those steps to secure our land and to be in charge. And we are already launching campaign on certain people in our land who are political office holders and the things they are doing. There's some noise in your background.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you, Kelvin. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, sorry. I once asked sometime, I don't know if it's only me or we in Nigeria. If I try to search for www.ipob.org, it will tell me websites not available. I don't know if there's any other means to support.
Yes, they have. There's an issue with that. But you have called. I have your number. I am going to. You're not the only person. Someone called during the program yesterday and requested for the same. I am going to get back to you, or I will send you a number to someone else that might reach out to you. Whichever way, I'll get back to you by the end of the week with the detail of how you can support. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thanks for calling.
My nation free this land, let my people go. Oh, say my nation free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did in war, set Biafra free.
as a Biafran. Observe and you will see the direction that this movement is going.
Dancing, feeling good.
Our interest is solely in our region, the land of Biafra. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Mazi, please, we can hear you.
Yes, Mazi. I'm thanking you for making yourself available for this very teaching. And the area I want to talk about is the importance of most of this, our topic this evening. And I think that is what we have been lacking in all of our endeavor. That is why sometimes if you look at most of this white skin on the approach when it comes to their freedom seeking, it is quite different from blacks. And I think it is out of lack of discipline and lack of consistency. And I think we in Nigeria, the Biafrans and the Igbos in this contraption, we have gotten this how will I call it? Being that tired when it comes to the things that matters. If there have been any way that we have been consistent, it is in our individual businesses. I want to give you an example. When it comes to businesses, you find out if there is a movable business, what they see or what they time as braveness is to just go and gather or borrow or get a loan from bank. Maybe the person, if he sees that the people that is in that very business can only afford maybe a container, he goes and ship a shipload, and at the end he messed up that very business. But he will think that he's smart, that he has already grab what he wants. And the same thing goes with when you look at our investment. If a person is maybe in the area of hotel building, you see every one of them drive into that area just to mess up that very business. And at the end, you see them, pull out in that same numbers. You see that they are not ideologically rooted in anything that they are doing. It is just the basis of profit making. And this same thing have driven to every sector of our life. That is why sometimes if you are talking with most of Easterners or Biafrans in the need for, liberation, they see it as an investment that needs to mature within in the shortest time. So our staying in Nigeria has made us to forget who we are, and the importance to put our mind into the things that matters, and overall of it being disciplined to the core, that no matter what you encounter. And that is why people like the Igbo landing, despite that millions we are taking to those continents, but that few we are able to be remembered till today, because they see that there is more to having that self worth than living. And this same thing is what we have lacked, because if you watch in the Nigerian system, most of us, we are just from our mothers' houses and fathers' houses, we loom out to the open market. No real discipline system. And that is why if you still look at many other ethnic groups, they are more, in when it comes to how Nigeria is being structured, they have this corny and how would I put it, corny mentality, because most of this mentality, they get it, they inculcate it in the civil service. Because many of them, if they get to that place, they know that, yes, this very place, this is how I get to this very place. And there is a dominance of my own people, and we need to keep it in that very way. Then if any of us mistakenly or in any way get into that very place. The way the structure position that person is just to use him as a mechanism to exploit where he's coming from. That is why many of them, if they get into that very place, they are just being used as a vehicle, a vessel to weaken their own people. So this kind of teaching is what we have lacked, and this is what we really need. And that is why you see people that have lasted in this very struggle for like 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. At the time you still see them talk like babies. They don't know that there are stages. They don't even understand the time we are into. If there is anything that we really you as an individually or collectively, you really need to understand the time we are into. And that time defines how you react. If you are in the time of noise making, and you know that this noise making, this is the what it is bringing, and that very thing it is bringing, it is very, very needed at that time. You do it. And there is a time when you go into critical approach, critical thinking, critical, everything you have to do doesn't need to rely on noise making. You need to be silent and achievable in anything you're doing. And you still do it. Not in the 20 years time, you're still doing the same thing you're doing. Everything in time has its time and season. And this very teaching that we have embarked on, I think it will really impact, because that is what we have been lacking, especially even in this IPOB and in this struggle. Most of us that are accessing information is very, very difficult. They still think in that same way that they think. But when you start, having this kind of teaching, knowing the importance of time, knowing the importance of consistency, knowing the importance of all this virtue, you see, it will really make impact, even in our individual lives. Time matters. How you see issues matters. How you approach issues, just as you have taught us this very evening, it matters. We must not just, continue in, even if you are in a particular thing 1, 2, 3 years and there's no impact, no change, that means you being there is of a waste. And that is why most people, they even think that what we are doing presently now doesn't bear any fruit. And that is why they are even blind of the successes and the future direction. So my submission or my contribution or how I've seen it is that we need more of these teachings so we can critically approach issues when we get to that very place. Like today, I came across a very old friend of mine that we have known for a very long time, and he was just talking about the struggle. And I just see how he was talking it. He was just talking it in the position of excitement. He's not even seeing the need. And what was he talking? He was even talking of Onyajigwe Sinka, this person, Sikwa, this person. I kept silent after he's finished. I just did a little few talks, and everyone keeps silent. That doesn't mean that I knew more than them, but I know the very time we are into and the approach that is needed. So that is the difference. And I thank you so much. And I pray for more of this knowledge. And I pray that we should still have people that can really look into this direction and really make more contribution and impact into it. Thank you so much. I don't know.
Mazi. Thank you. You've made a whole lot of points. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Thank you.
In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra, where there will be no Nigerianism. Oh, save my nation, free this land, let my people go. Oh, save my nation, free these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914.
Ask yourself a very important question.
Oh, save my nation, free these Nigerian.
If every Biafran did exactly what you did today, will Biafra be free soonest? Ask yourself, if every Biafran approach the issue of Biafra the way you are approaching it, will we be closer to our freedom?
For the love of Biafra and to the memories of our fallen,
Ask yourself.
we'll always remember you.
Ask yourself.
This is Moby. It's been long 100 bloody years ever since.
You are welcome to Radio Biafra. Caller, please, you can go on. Can you hear me, caller? Can you hear me, caller, on WhatsApp? Can you hear me? Kindly end the call and call back because I cannot hear you. Mazi, can you hear me?
Mazi Uhuruchama.
Ndewo Mazi, ndewo. Ana m anụgo ugbu a Mazi, gaa n'iru.
Aha. Nwanne m nwoke, ịgbakwara na ihe ewu na-eri n'uhuruchi a. Oge ị na-ajụ ajụjụ ndị restructuring, oroturu m nna ya nwodo. Tata ajụjụ ahụ na-agara bụ nna ya nwodo na ndị otu ya. Ndị bịakwutere n'onye ndu si ya na ya rapụ agitation na a ga-enye ha restructuring. Ebe dat ewu ahụ bụ nna ya nwodo ka mmụọ na-ajụ ele dat restructuring ọ na bụ ndị zu onwetego restructuring nke ọ gaghị enweta ya na n'ili ya. Ị na-anụ ihe m na-ekwu?
Ana m anụ gị Maazị ọfụma. Ana m anụ ihe na-ekwu.
That restructuring bụ nna ya nwodo ka okwu ahụ na-agara. Restructuring ahụ ọ na-ana kamgbe ahụ. Elee ebe ọ natara that restructuring. Then 2014 the confab Goodluck wepụtara ebe ka ha nọ. Kwa ndị Fulani ewerego ihe niile atụ ya na dosbin. Ebe ka nna ya nwodo nọ. Ọ dago ogbi anụmanụ ewu gị hụ ya ka o toro kpaa na-asụ na-emepe ọnụ na-emechi ka ekwu ịmarụ na nkwa ndị Fulani dị n'ukwere ya ka o wee defend nwa dị ya own interest. Ile ya ka o toro gbanye gị iche menwere ihe na ya n'ụbụrụ ịma na otu ahụ hacha n'ọwụ ụbụrụ crayfish enweghị ihe ọ pastara. Now gije na Twitter handle Mazi aga m akpọ ya Mazi ka m akpọ ya gịnị igwe of Ọnịcha na ị ga-ahụkwa ihe anụmanụ ahụ mepere ọnụ ya kwuo. Ọ na-asị na Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu okwu Biafra na-enwero the map. Legodo anụmanụ a echekwa m onye a enwere ife ya n'ụbụrụ. So since ọ na-agụ akwụkwọ na ọ gụtabeghị the bite of Biafra. Okay, ebe Biafra na-enwero the map, ọ bụ Nigeria British kepụtara 1914 nwere map. If una these people need defend but in the I mean interest of their slave master. Because gilanya gije na Twitter handle that okoko say abo igwe of nature. If na that man he knows nothing. I mean, no matter that there is life after his death, even the number one there is life after my death. My own children will live. Get the legacy on a day his children upcoming. Bunde dendo I mean hanyake tanobudo ibok hanja mapuru. Ona soro ayo yibo ne the rubbish. Na John and the Kalu Biafra on our fighting. Name map. I mean, I got through the I mean, no cook, and we say because Ellen they got challenge this man now here because a man of made comes to come more challenge here. Can you be a say, okay, a bed of Camono, a wuko nibo, a bake egg or dracupo, a beg issue way because I'm on most of this Igbo for nature. No bundi fulani ne put these people into like somebody like I mean Obiozo, former then no Haneze, then no chairman on the fulani thing, this man ukura haka akpapo say how we then we wanyang the same on the fulani thing that man. Now, gilanye heni ne hane me would to the benefit of Fulanis. Now, eledo bochi bundi Igbo ga manye. In a fight ne ekwu to the benefit of your the slave masters. If you know about Kobre. So can you basie kaida akwe. These people are for here because I mean okay geru ha na-ekwu okwu ofu onye no ebe a the amakpu ebe a were aka gbuye n'anya because anụmanụ kwesịrị ka e were aka gbuye n'anya because on ha kwuchi okwu ha la free echi gị fukwe ya amapụta asụmụ this man bụ bụ nke ami onye Enugu a bụ nna ya nwe odo ebe ka ọ nọ dago ogbi ami obiazi mbia zọwa rechọrọchọrị Peter Obi ami na amari gwagwa ọmara shi na the party nka ya amai na nka ami na ọmara shi na party nka ya amai na nka ọwụchagbu ihe bụ anyị nwa nwere na defend na represent ya na Nigeria na zoo nwanne m nwoke jishi ike
ndewo Mazi
ọ ga-adịrị gị mma
ndewo dịkwara gị mma
jishi ike
dịkwara gị mma Mazi
ịma na ami na afọ m ọkwụ ami Okechukwu anọkwuru na-ekwu
amam ozi ahụ iziri m ga-agbakọ mbọ ka m nwetara gị ya wụ ọsịsa ajụjụ anyị sara
yes anụrụ m oge onye nke ọzọ kwuru okwu gị nwa gwakwara na enwere onye kpụrụ ụnyaahụ request kwuru dị ihe yes anụrụ m efologo m gị na ọ na mụnwa chọrọ ka ndị ọzọ kpọkwuo ka ha kwukwuo because hotel na-ekwukwe na ama m na-enwekwere bụ ndị nnukwu na-eche ka mụnwa ga-ekwusi aka ha kwube so jisi ike
ndewo Mazi ya mara gị mma
jisi ike
ndewo
jisi ike nwanne m nwoke kachi bụ asị na de muchina sanwolu si na ụfọdụ fọ na ụfọ ala fọ
ndewo Mazi ya
mara gị asụsụ anyị ọwa asụsụ Igbo
ndewo
This is Moby. It's been long 100 bloody years ever since the British locked us in.
And this marriage, as they said it.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's about the last week, the guy that spoke now. Is it necessary to insult the elders mostly the Igwe of Onitsha, Alfred Achebe. Is it necessary? I thought that is the purpose of this teaching, to teach our people how to be responsible in approach. How is it necessary insulting the elders? The days when we did that has gone. Now is this time around, there is no need insulting anyone who doesn't believe in this ideology. You can respectfully appreciate the elderly man. This is what we want and this is what we will do. It's not necessary insulting anybody. Sometimes it makes me mad seeing young boys insulting elderly people. It doesn't portray good of us seeking for Biafra. We still portray ourselves as a Zomu, not as the diplomats. This is just what it pains me. That's why I rushed to call so that he will hear it. Thank you.
No, Mazi, you see, the things I say as a host.
The British came and matched us with.
Then they took the knives there, so then
The things I say as the host on Radio Biafra, it matters because I'm speaking in some level of official capacity. Not that my statement represents the stance of the leadership, but I am speaking on an official platform. Therefore, my choice of words must be very carefully thought out. But when people are angry, when people are pained, when you have your elders who ought to know better and they are exhibiting certain level of gullibility, it is hurting, it's painful. And when people feel pain, it is hard to determine how they should react to it. It is just nature. I can't step on your foot and then complain about how loud you shout. And that is why I may not agree with that pattern. I absolutely does not subscribe to it, but I cannot stop people from expressing themselves. What kind of Biafra are we going to have if we do not allow freedom of speech? It's not important if we can allow free speech. And free speech includes the right for people to even insult you. If you feel insulted, then maybe don't do the things you did when you were insulted. But being a host on this official platform, on social media, I can say whatever I want to say, but on this platform, I'm restricted because it's an official handle. But people can always call and share their opinion, and I will protect their right of free expression to be able to express themselves without any fear of being restricted in one way or another.
Matched us with.
Then they took the knives there, so then the bombs and killed 100 days.
Oh, said my nation free this man, my people.
We are gradually coming to the end of this program.
1914 marriage didn't work, said Biafra free. Oh, said my nation.
It has been 3 straight hours of talks and discussion and conversation, and I hope you had 1 or 2 things to benefit from this because I have learned a lot from you guys.
Your tradition.
Through the years they've shut down factories in Biafra and then I've wasted us.
But still like the stars up there in the skies, we keep twinkling through the night.
Oh, said my
Ask yourself once again, if every Biafran should do exactly what you did today, will Biafra come sooner?
set Biafra free. Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. In the dawn of time, the sun will rise at last.
Our
songs will sing.
And thank you all very much for calling.
Dawn of time, the sun will rise at last. Dancing, feeling good. Our songs will sing.
Those who could not call but send messages instead, I really appreciate that. Thank you for the words of encouragement.
We'll dance in the golden streets of Biafra.
Don't forget, this is the holy month of May.
Nation free, these men, let my people go.
In your capacity, make sure you contribute to this celebration and remembrance month.
1914 marriage did was.
Remember the children of our fallen heroes.
Nation free, these
Remember the widows and widowers of our fallen heroes.
my nation free, Britain, oh,
Remember the parents of our fallen heroes.
my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did work, so please let Biafra us with.
Send them to the knives there, so then them
Be compassionate.
100 sisters.
Buy things from your fellow Biafran.
Men, let my
Help a fellow Biafran to raise finances.
Nation free, these Nigerian.
Invest in agriculture.
1914 marriage did.
Be disciplined.
Oh, set my nation free.
Practice delayed gratification in many
It
things.
was better today, bad and tomorrow be worse.
That is how we become better Biafran.
the tradition.
Through the years, they've shut down factories in Biafra land, then have wasted us.
But still like the stars up there in the skies, we keep twinkling through the night.
Oh, set my nation free, these men, let my people go. Oh, set my nation free, these Nigerian pharaohs. 1914 marriage did work, set Biafra.
Whenever you hear this sound, it's either we are about to start or we are about to leave. Once again, this is the collective code. And you have been hooked with me, Mazi or Obasi. And we were able to get to you through the Radio Biafra London. Make sure those of you in Biafra land, you are able to buy your food ahead of time. Get your first aid ahead of time. If you have children, get your paracetamol or whatever you need at home ahead of time, just in case. Prepare yourself for the May 30th and make sure you observe it as solemn as possible. We have come to the very end of this program. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Thank you very much for those of you who called. And at this very moment, I will say, Que Messiano.
I love you. Goodbye.